Yeah, we're on.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I assume we're on.
There's no adult to tell me.
They told us when the mics were plugged in, they were hot, so
I
just
see.
keep talking.
Okay.
Well,
I've got an adult, but she's touching my shoulder, and I'm getting kind of weirded out. All right, so I am Julia Sleazer. I'm joined here by Sexy Beast, and we are going to be watching Victorian Vanguard from the Australia, facing off against Puget Sound Outcast Derby from Seattle.
which is in the state of Washington.
Yeah, it's a completely different place, different continent and everything.
That's right. Victoria men's facing off against the Outcasts. We're going to get underway here, but how about if we read you some rosters? I'll do the Victoria men's roller derby. Number 05, Lucky Phil. Number 117, Faster Chief. Number 1212, Moshpit no Jutsu. Number 22, Princess Twinkletoes. Number 3, Lulu. Number 39, JS. Number 4, Gohan. Number 51, Pretty Skate Machine. Number 511, Serial Killer. Number 671, Coupe Deluxe. Number 7, Wolf Brother. Number 75, Just Incredible. Number 82, McFly. And number 99, Mavericky.
Awesome. For Puget Sound Outcasts, we have 11 Thunderstruck, 14 Ryrod, 187 Big Bill, 2 Vito Ramon, 22 Optimus Quad, 2468 Dylan Botts, 247 Chuck Hollywood Hendrick, 309 Fancy Pants, 33 Arsenic, 37 Stark, 41 Rogers, 512 Ostentatious, 55 Corporal Punishment, and number 90 Mamba. So Puget Sound Outcasts will be playing in navy. Victorian Vanguard will be playing in white with blue accents.
That's right, and after some last-minute pathogen cleanup on the track, and both teams lined up at the pivot line, we appear to be ready to get underway, jamming for the team in white, Victoria Men's Roller Derby. That's number 1212, Moshpit no Jutsu.
He's facing off against 24/7 Hollywood. Hollywood busting his way through, but not quite through the pack. It looks like a Victorian Vanguard. But it's going to be Hollywood picking up lead jammer status for Seattle's Puget Sound Outcasts.
Moshpit no Jutsu headed off the track. Out of play penalty.
So it's a blocking out of play. Blocking out of bounds.
Blocking out of bounds, that's right.
Yeah. So it is now a power jam for Hollywood.
I know the hand signals.
Yeah, I was like, is it blocking out of play? No. Hold on. It's been a while for
It's just,
me
I'm
reffing.
not on camera. The game is actually being played on camera, which is good.
Yeah.
Both teams stacking up here in turn 4. Hollywood getting recycled to the outside, coming all the way back. Victoria Jammer standing in the box now. Wow.
Vanguard setting up, awaiting Hollywood's entrance, but he mows right through him.
Just incredible arm work from Just Incredible. And Moshpit back on the track now, encountering the staunch defense from Seattle.
Optimus Quad signaling for a recycle. Number 75 from Victoria. Just Incredible. Get him the what for, as it were.
Wow, very animated, very dynamic and aggressive pack. Both teams leaning heavily into each other as they pass by, sometimes knocking them down.
Bots recycling Mosh to the back. Ooh, and using Optimus Quad as a kind of a human bowling ball. I think it was a little bit unexpected.
Able to pick up the spare on that one.
Right. Oh my gosh.
My goodness, gentlemen.
Y'all. Everyone's getting bowling ball status today.
Not to be denied, Hollywood out of the penalty box now. Comes back into the pack and gets leaned on by an opponent, and then the jam ends. All right, well, 13 points on the board for Puget Sound in that jam. And the big 0 up there for the Vanguard. Puget Sound coming out with a strong showing here in this jam number 1. On the jammer line now for the team from Australia, that's number 05, Lucky Phil.
We've got 309 Fancy Pants.
Fancy Pants. Oh, I see them.
Do you see them? They're actually fairly...
Oh, look at that. The very fancy move on the outside.
It's true.
Like he was mowing his neighbor's lawn. He just kind of took the outside there. Fancy Pants, your lead jammer. Uh-oh.
Lucky Phil totally wearing sunglasses on the track.
That's pretty cool. Somebody said something about a back block, and I think Fancy Pants headed to the penalty box right now. Yeah, I just noticed the sunglasses on the Jammer for Victoria. Things are, different down there. It's the other side of the planet.
Yeah, I'm not questioning. I'm just making observations. That's what I do.
You're just marveling at how awesome it is?
Yeah, right on. Maybe he's got a really bright future. I don't know.
Maybe he just had his eyes worked on. He just came from the ophthalmologist.
Yeah, his eyes have been dilated recently at an optometrist checkup. Yeah.
But it is not keeping him from scoring. He's put 4 points up on the board so far.
Fancy Pants is standing in the box, about to return to play.
They don't call him Lucky Phil for nothing. He's run into some trouble there at the back of the pack. That's number 55, Corporal Punishment, dishing out some punishment of his own. Good solid defense from Seattle right there.
Yeah, Corporal Punishment being sent off the track, I think, for a low block. Getting a little too low, literally, with his blocking as he was holding that Jammer back.
Meanwhile, Fancy Pants through the pack, picking up 4 points. 5 points on the same pass for Victoria. They're at 9 now. Puget Sound with 8 on the jam. Fancy Pants ducking some fancy moves at the back of the pack there. Sends one Victoria blocker to the ground. And able to squeak out of the front of the pack and scoop up 5 more points.
Ryrod and Vito heading up the back defense to the pack, but he's not going to be able to hold back the Vanguard Jammer. 4 more points for Lucky Phil.
With those glasses on, I think every time he comes out of the pack, like flash bulbs should go off.
Right?
There it is. Both teams using that whole jam
to
play their game.
It's a very close jam. A 17-15 in favor of Puget Sound Outcasts. 30-15 currently.
Yeah, not too shabby in those first 2 jams. Some very exciting and dynamic gameplay. And Victoria back on the board now. Bit of an uphill battle, but we'll go into jam 3 here on the jammer line, number 117, Faster Chief. And he's opposed by number 37 for Seattle. That's Stark.
Optimus Quad recycling. Faster Chief back to the back, and it's going to be a big hit from Big Bill to knock him to the outside. Stark has taken the lead jammer status for Outcasts.
Yeah, Stark at the front of the pack there, getting skates tangled up with the VRDL blocker, VRML blocker, who is now in the penalty box. And that's an opportunity for Stark to flex some points there.
I think this is VMRD if you're going to do that.
VMRD?
It's the Victorian Vanguard. VRDL is the women's.
I'm calling all their teams this weekend, so
Are
it's
you
kind of confusing.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm just here to be a jerk, I guess.
All right, speaking of that, Stark through for another scoring pass. That's 10 on the board for him now. Box is emptying now, both backs at full strength, but Stark somehow able to score with impunity.
Thunderstruck headed off to the box, depleting the Outcast blockers by 1.
Great Seattle defense there at the back of the pack. They just have obfuscated and flustered that VMRD jammer.
I'm not actually positive that that's our acronym, but I'm like,
we just made it one.
Hopefully you're welcome,
It's
sirs.
an acronym factory here on track 2. Oh!
Ooh, wow.
That was quite a men's derby hit right there.
Optimus? Was it 22? That was a huge hit.
I think I saw some coins fall out there and hit the track, but
Thunderstruck is back in play. Stark just knocked to the ground, goes ahead and calls it off. 4 more points on that pass, bringing him up to a 24-point jam, 54-14 in favor of Outcasts.
Stark putting up almost half of Seattle's whole offense so far in this game in that jam. And very impressive display from the Outcast offense. VMRD going to try to get their stuff together here and come back. 54-14 your score right now.
Ooh, wow. Well, I was going to say, number 512, Ostentatious, taking the line. He's got knocked to the outside by about 3 people, incidentally. He does take to the outside, gets lead jammer status for Puget Sound.
Ostentatious soaring on the wings of love to the outside. Lead jammer Seattle. Meanwhile, VMRD jammer getting put out to the back there. That's Mosh Pit no Jutsu.
Yeah, Mosh Pit took a hit to the outside and kind of spilled around almost in the audience for a second before he could get up and get back to the back of the pack. I'm under the impression maybe the floor is a little slicker than expected on this track.
Moshpit doing some stage diving there at the edge of the Outcast fan section. But that whistle stopped the jam. 9 points on the board for Seattle in that jam. A 9-0 jam for them. They're at 63 now. 14 points for VMRD.
So next up on the line for Puget Sound, number 90, Mamba.
He's going up against number 05, Lucky Phil, jamming again for VMRD.
I feel like Optimus Quad has been out there like every jam, and that may be.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Power opportunity for VMRD here. Seattle jammer in
Definitely.
the box. Mamba, that's
Well,
with the star in the
unless
penalty
he's
box.
being sent. Who's being sent? Oh, sorry, no. I thought their jammers were going to be sent as well, but no. Lead is open as long as they get through cleanly.
Lots of skaters going to the box now.
It's a popular place to be.
All the cool kids are doing it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, jammer's getting recycled to the back.
It's
Fabulous jammer from VMRD.
Mm-hmm.
That's Lucky Phil getting knocked around a little bit in the back of the pack there. Mamba also back on the track now, trying to see if he can catch some of his opponents unawares.
Oh, they are
Strong
awares.
Yeah, they're awares.
But still gets through. So he is through on his initial. Lead is still open for Victoria.
Wow.
He's just not
Oh, yeah.
been through.
Optimus Quad with a nice leveling blast.
Right?
Oh, and he did it again. Optimus Quad with that enviable center of gravity, just able to absolutely knock his opponents around like they were duck pin candles.
Mamba coming through for his second scoring pass, and Thunderstruck being sent off for a back block. Ooh, Mamba
Nice.
running through that pack, narrowly escaping, just incredible.
Yeah, a lot of friction and a lot of static going on in that pack. Mamba able to scoot through and earn himself 4 more points. Nice entanglements on the inside. Mamba able to take it inside line. Little half jump, grabs 4 more points, calls it off.
Actually,
would
that
that
should have been the natural conclusion of the
Time
jam.
expire there.
Yeah, I imagine so. Should have been. I
should have
wasn't
been.
looking. I don't
That
have a
jam
clock
seemed long
directly in
enough.
front of me. Should have been because Mamba didn't have lead, having gone to the box in the beginning. So if he did call it off,
Well, then that would be.
let's just say he didn't.
Yeah, let's just say that he didn't.
Everything's fine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen at home, you agree with us? We move on to the next jam. 14 points on that jam for Puget Sound. Their total at 77 now, and Victoria men's roller derby stalled at 14. And it looks like VMRD has called a timeout. You know, we're supposed to be announcing this thing.
I've been saying
No, but I think it does
words.
look like a VMRD timeout.
It did. Well, it's hard when they're standing that far because I'm like,
Oh.
you're not really. You're motioning in a direction, but the benches are so far
Could
from
be
the
any-
motion
yes.
that I'm
That
like,
person.
oh, wait, we can look. Whose light is blinking? It's the Vanguard. All right. Bing.
You're
bing.
so clever.
Yeah. Bruised Skate Noose, the original over-the-shoulder roller skate holder, 100% skater-owned and operated. Found us on Facebook, Instagram, or at bruisedsn.com. That
All
team
right, that extended rolling whistle ends the timeout. And we're ready to get back to the action here.
pretty significant point spread right now. Just a little bit over 10 minutes into the game, 77-14 in favor of the Outcasts.
All right, that whistle starts the jam, jamming for Seattle. That's number 309, Fancy Pants.
And coming out of
And
the box is Mosh Pit from
that's
the
right,
Vanguard.
I'll lean in. Moshpit completed his initial pass there. Purple punishment on his way back to the slammer.
I think that's his first time in. But, oh.
Moshpit with a wonderful apex jump, able to touch both skates to the track.
Applauded by Hollywood as he went by. He was like right on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, maybe
that was
Hollywood
quite
was
nice.
applauding the cut because Moshpit is back in the penalty box.
No, Hollywood's too nice to be applauding such things.
He was genuinely saying thank you. And
That was a nice
wonderful.
apex jump, is what he said with his hands in my head. Fancy Pants does have lead and 5 points on his first scoring pass.
And joining Moshpit in the penalty box is just incredible. And that is where things will stand as we start the next jam.
Okay, so the track cut did come before the scoring pass, so Vanguard's score is about to change down to boop, boop, boop,
Well,
boop.
their
There we
points
go.
are shrinking.
Oh,
There
man,
you go.
not all of them, though. The score
Wow.
has...
Well, they just took away all of the points for the VMRD. I'm sure
I
they'll
feel
put
like
them
they
back,
know.
though.
I
Yeah,
feel like they know. I'm sorry, when a scoreboard thing happens, I always like spaz out. I'm like, do you guys know? Do you know the things?
Look, look.
There we go.
There we go.
That looks, I think, more accurate. All right,
That's
all right, all
closer
right.
anyway.
It was supposed to be a 0-point jam. And so,
Well, if you're in Australia and you're listening to this game and you know the exact number of points that the Victoria men's team has scored in this game, go ahead and tweet us
Nope.
at
Don't
ECRG
listen.
_Big O.
no.
No? No, we can't lean on their listening audience.
No, we can't.
To keep us up to
we
date
have
on
to
what the
stick
score
to
is.
the officials, I'm afraid.
Okay, fair enough. That is why they're here.
Yeah. They came literally for this. Are we on a timeout, I suppose? Oh, okay, here we go, because I was like, they fixed the score. We should be good.
All right.
So we've got rolling whistle. We've got Vanguard's mosh pit standing in the box. Stark on the line for Outcasts. Outcasts clearly ready to assist.
Start going up
Or
to the
ready
front
to
of the
receive,
back. Whoa.
I suppose, in my bad.
That's right. They're waiting for the Victoria Jammer to come onto the track, which he does. Encounters immediate resistance. Meanwhile, Stark at the front of the pack has made his way through and picked up a lead jammer for Seattle.
Man alive. Vito Ramon, Optimus Quad, and Big Bill. That's the back of the pack right now.
Yikes.
Woo! Optimus Quad landing a huge hit on the Vanguard. I think he did get punished for that. Sometimes it looks awesome. Is actually a little bit of sadness attached to it.
A little bit of melancholy.
I don't know how to feel. Mosh pit back in the box, so this is a power jam for the Outcasts.
Wow, this
Stark
is
really having to work for it, though.
yeah, unfortunate series of jammer penalties for Victoria here. Moshpit has just cycled to the box.
Bots coming in, swooping in, followed by Big Bill. Stark is like, you know what? It's all right.
And it looked like Seattle might be looking to try to freeze the
Yeah,
Victoria
that's what I
jammer in
thought.
the box, but somehow
It's right at the end.
Right at the end.
He's being released, and so
Yeah.
he goes back to his bench. So they can field. Master Chief going to face off against Ostentatious. Vanguard presuming where Austin might go by filling up most of the track. They're just assuming he's going to stay in bounds, right? Yeah. Austin
all right.
taking a big hit from number 51, Pretty Skate Machine, getting knocked to the outside, having a tough time pushing his way through, and Vanguard is going to get lead jammer status.
That's right, Faster Chief out first, out faster, and lead jammer now for the Victoria team. He's into the pack now, gets knocked to the outside, maybe picked up a few points.
Slides
Did, in
past
fact.
Ryrod and calls it. So 2 points. 1 point was picked up by Austin. It puts us 98-16. Got just over 15 minutes left in this half.
All right, Victoria having stalled here in the early offensive going. Hopefully they can buckle down and try to find a way to control their opponents. That whistle starts the jam, jamming now for Seattle. That's number 24-7, Hollywood. and Hollywood is your lead jammer.
Serial killer jamming for Victoria. Nearly through, gets knocked out, recycled back, and is going to be behind Bots, Big Bill, and I believe it's hard to tell from this distance. I want to say it's Thunderstruck, but I'm not positive. Yeah, I was right. Good for me. You know what?
Right.
High
Well
five
done,
me.
Susan. Yep. Meanwhile, at the front of the pack, Hollywood finding his way around the last Victoria blocker and is declared to have earned 5 points.
Oh, true story.
And finally, Serial Killer is out of the pack.
That was his initial pass, though, so he'll be entering on his first scoring pass, but Hollywood is going to go ahead and call it off.
All right, so 7 points total for Puget Sound on that jam. That puts them at 106. They have eclipsed the century mark, as they sometimes say. And 16 on the board for Victorian. First half not turning out exactly how they wanted it, but that can be the case with certain things in life. Wearing the star now for the team from Seattle, number 90, that's Mamba. And he is opposed by number 1212, Mosh Pit Nojutsu.
Mama takes lead jammer status for the Outcasts. Mosh Pit is through on his initial while Mamba picks up 4. He's going to go ahead and call it off.
Mamba trying to flex the hummingbird call off, but then realizing maybe that jam ref needs to see a more pronounced hand signal.
How's that?
Oh, I was just going on about the delicacies of the call off by the jammer.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, so that call off came at the end of a 4-point jam for Seattle. And they are well in the lead now with 110 points over 16 for Victoria men's roller derby. Whistles are blowing. People are leaving the track. Whoa.
That's Optimus Quad. So let that image be burned into your brain.
Wow.
Forever remember him. Fancy Pants taking a huge hit, spinning around. Thunderstruck, Big Bill, and Optimus getting ready in the back to once again receive the Vanguard jammer. Meantime, Fancy Pants picking up 5 points.
Yeah, Seattle able to pretty much score at will here. Faster Chief out of the pack now, coming around on his first scoring pass. He's not going to get an opportunity to do that. All right, Optimus Quad soliciting some cheers from the Puget Sound cheering section. And with another something 0 jam, Seattle well in control of this game.
It's an 8-0 jam.
8-0 jam.
You can
this
look.
time.
You can look right at it.
No,
Oh! You're just making a generalization. I was like,
yeah.
I know you can see.
Turn around, fool. Look at the scoreboard.
You were looking right at it.
All right, that whistle starts the jam, and jamming now for Seattle, number 37, Stark. And he's going up against, you guessed it, number 1212, Mosh Pit Nojutsu. Whoa. Little assisted back push there via corporal punishment. Stark has left the track. He's headed to the penalty box. Looks like a high block on him. And Mosh Pit recycled all the way back to turn 4. Nice effective push out there by Hollywood. Nojutsu going to try it again. Very effective.
And this
defense.
is where corporal punishment got too low earlier in the game. You saw him starting to go down, and then he's like, what up? Because he got too low and literally got a low block 4.
Right.
Not for like a accidental kick of the feet or anything. Literally blocking too low.
That's right.
With his body. When you've got a center of gravity that you can take that low, though, you try to utilize it. Sometimes it does backfire. Chuck recycling back as far as possible. Mosh Pit.
Mosh Pit struggling to get past turn 1 here. Meanwhile, Stark back on the track, trying to wind his way through the Victoria defense.
Oof. Mosh pit nearly through, followed by Hollywood et al. Stark is through, having finished his initial.
Mosh pit just continuing to run afoul of that Seattle defense. Not going to give up, though. Cycling back again to give it a try. Corporal punishment headed to the penalty box.
He looked pleased.
Satisfied with his efforts.
No, he didn't. He looked kind of annoyed. Jokes and jokes and jokes. Both jammers going to the box, I believe.
Well, at least one of them is going to the box for a cut. And the other jammer is going to the box.
Did not see the call.
After earning 4 points.
On, mosh pit. But, yeah, we're going to start off both jammers in the box.
Well, I got to say, mosh pit's got to be approaching five trips already.
I'd say about, yeah.
And both jammers exit the box and enter the track. Stark gets hung up in the back. Mosh pit gets lead jammer, and then it's taken away.
I think it was actually a penalty assessment. So, no. Maybe he did get lead because Stark came through, and I don't see a no pass, no penalty. I think you're right. Sorry. So, yeah, lead assessed and then immediately taken away.
Just snatched.
So many ponies promised in your childhood.
Turned out to be just another trip to the penalty box.
Right.
Meanwhile, Stark hopping and skipping on the inside, earning himself 5 more points. Number 4, Gohan, headed to Gohaning to the penalty box.
Big Bill also headed to the penalty box. Mosh pit is back in play. He's got to do about 3/4 of the way around the track before he can actually engage the pack. Got bots, corporal punishment, and Optimus Quad await his return. It's the Seattle Welcoming Committee. This is how we say hi in Washington.
This is how we say hi after I knock you out and then I go back.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't go out a lot because of this, but...
If I can make you cut, I've done my job.
Right? Stark still trying to get past Victoria's defense, and he is through 5 more points for Outcasts.
Mosh pit almost getting ensnared in another cutting penalty there. After which Dylan Botts jumped the track like a spider monkey. And Gohan headed back to the penalty box. And gameplay has slowed to a crawl.
And that was the natural conclusion of the jam.
Wow. That did seem like a long jam. 6 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the first half. Puget Sound Outcast roller derby sitting now at 145. And Victorian Vanguard stalled at 16 points, Julia.
It's true.
Oh, I used your first name.
Sure. Sexy.
Capital S. All right, back to gameplay now. Jamming for Seattle. That's number 90, Mamba. But through the pack. Picking up lead jammer status for Victoria Men's Roller Derby.
Oh, look at Mamba, though. Coming for him. Oh, he felt it. He sensed his spider senses did tingle. Yeah. Mamba is also a competitive speed skater. That's, yeah, true facts. Actively right now, competitive speed skater, and so you can really see that, especially when he's coming for you.
Yeah, when he's closing on you. Yeah.
Oh, you got lead? Oh, okay. So, yeah.
So
that was a 0-0.
How you end a jam, pretty
much.
Yeah.
You want the jam to end? Come barreling at your opponent.
All right, and with this next jam underway, jamming for Seattle, that's number 512, Ostentatious. And I believe that is number 05, Lucky Phil.
It is indeed.
With the star again. Oh, my goodness. Jammer penalties for Victoria rapidly becoming the story of this first half. I don't want to say it's all their fault, but look at the scoreboard. Meanwhile, back on the track, Ostentatious fighting his way through the Victorian defense. Gets knocked to the inside at the end there by number 4, Gohan. Outcasts coming up to help all damn day. And they're going to give Ostentatious another scoring pass. Or should I say his first scoring pass. 5 points on the board for Seattle already in this jam. Nice spin and a back move from number 512, and he is through for 5 more points. Meanwhile, Lucky Phil back on the track has removed the helmet cover. He's going to try to not offend anybody when he makes his way through the pack and see if he can't surmount the Seattle defense. Ostentatious at the front of the pack, getting knocked inside.
Hollywood taking one last swipe at Lucky Phil as he comes by. 13-14, 14-point jam for Outcasts, a 0-point jam for Victorian Vanguard. 159 to 16, 3 minutes, 38 seconds left in this half.
Yeah, with 3.5 minutes left and Puget Sound at 159, they are pretty much in the next zip code as far as this game is concerned.
So currently, the spring rankings came out for men's. Puget Sound Outcasts ranked number 5 in the world.
Yes.
Victorian Vanguard just got their MRDA status last year.
Yeah.
So this is early-ish on in their established MRDA career, so they're currently unranked. But this should all of the games this weekend sanctioned, so it should help out with their rankings in that. So I guess I was just saying keep in mind that we have a very young team facing off against a very old team, and then I think the efforts of Australia's men's team is commendable.
Absolutely.
Against such an established team as Outcasts.
Yeah, without a doubt, the skill level and the experience difference is palpable.
Well, Victoria formed in 2013. I think they played a game that year, and then they played a good number of games for men's team. Leading up to that, getting their MRDA status last season, though, will explain, or last calendar year, 2016, will explain why they're unranked.
Right.
But yeah, even so, let's say they are established in 2013. They're 4 years old. Puget Sound Outcasts are celebrating 10 years this year.
Yes.
So, and some of these skaters like Hollywood and Corporal Punishment and that are 10 years in.
Yes.
So,
yes.
yeah.
So there's a gap.
Firmly established. So.
And that's understandable.
Yeah.
And but certainly that's how you, as everybody knows, that's how you grow and develop at this level of the game. Or
absolutely.
Any level of the game.
Yeah.
Coming out here and having your garments handed to you, but all in the name of improving your skill level and the purpose of your squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I noticed they recently did a MRDA down under, and they played Thunder Quads, who recently, once Thunder Quads entered ranking, I think they entered at 13, as I recall. You can correct me if you feel like it, for anybody who wants to look up the murder rankings really quick. But yeah, they beat Thunder Quads by about 82 points, and so once entering the rankings, I expect them to come in probably about top 20, somewhere in the top 20.
There you go.
I was excited because I was like, Victoria's sending a men's team and a women's team. And then I started texting people, tune in to this. So this is pretty good day for me, to be real.
You sound pretty excited, so.
Do I?
Yeah.
I made my voice go up. That's how I do that.
All right. And with that bellowing cry, the jam timer is ready to get us started again.
Yes.
Jamming now for Seattle, number 37, that's Stark. And he is going up against number 511, that's Serial Killer. That's right. Serial Killer is your lead jammer now. Victoria looking to get that scoring started right now. But in the interest of keeping Puget Sound from piling on more points, they call the jam. And so 0-0 on that jam. Just over 2 minutes remaining here in the first half.
We may have time for more than one jam or time for one long jam.
One really long men's jam.
I feel like we've been doing the long jams in this go.
You know, I think you're right. I think both of these teams have been playing the clock all the way to the end of the jam.
Yeah. Either by circumstance or on purpose.
All right, back on the track, jamming for Victoria. That's number 05, Lucky Phil.
It's 2-4-7 Hollywood taking the lead at jammer status.
Hollywood, or would he not, but he did that time. Lead jammer for Seattle. Helmet cover coming off of Lucky Phil, looking to use the helmet cover to pry his way through that Seattle defense.
In the meantime, Hollywood picking up 5 points, coming in for his second scoring pass. Whoa! All right. A lovely apex jump. I hope the camera was directly on that. It's so far away, and I see him just go whip.
And then blowing a loving kiss to his bench. Hollywood now.
Did they at least blow one back?
Collectively. Hollywood now completing his third scoring pass, coming back for more now.
That's how we do.
You know.
Bots trying to bust up this little tripod. You saw him try to duck under and stand up because what choice do you have at that point? You've now created a triangle of potential multiplayer blocks.
Bots
I
is all,
stood
I'm in
up.
your triangle.
Yeah.
What will you do?
I'm in your triangles, moving your dudes. Because clearly Bots is from wherever that accent happens. I landed a terrible joke.
Well,
all right.
It can happen, but
was that the long jam?
It didn't happen for Puget Sound because they just put up 20 points on that jam. And with the waning seconds of the first half ticking down, I don't know.
No,
In fact, no. Neither team will call a timeout, so we will go into halftime. And we'll go into halftime with a score.
It's 188 Puget Sound Outcasts, 16 Victorian Vanguard. So we got a 15-minute intermission, and then we will be back here for the second half.
Sounds good. quite a point differential between these two teams now. Safe to say that Seattle is in the driver's seat. But all experience is good experience, and Victoria is going to try to pull out as much of that as they can. All right. And while we have some time here during the timeout, and we're going to talk to you about Rydell skates. Don't forget to visit the Rydell booth to try on the all-new Solaris, the Rydell Solaris, the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing.
So I need to tell you something, Beast.
Tell me.
The last 11 minutes we've been going,
Yes.
the stream audio hasn't been on.
Oh, should we repeat what we were saying? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go back to Jam 6.
Let's do a recap. What?
All right, that recap brought to you by the Big O and this. Jam number 7. Jam number 7 here in the second half. And that is Serial Killer jamming for Victoria Men's Roller Derby. And Ostentatious is jamming for Seattle, but he's really kind of standing still. Very strong Victoria defense up front has clamped down on Ostentatious and allowed Serial Killer to pick up lead jammer. Ostentatious now out of the pack finally. Serial Killer with 2 blockers to beat at the front. Senses his opponent coming up and calls the jam off. Looking for 3 points. Serial Killer looking for that 4th one. Only going to get 3 there. That's 33 points now for Victoria.
Still, I mean, last you guys heard me. They were at 16.
They only had 16 points.
Yeah, that's 16.
So
and
now they're doing great.
Yeah, no, everything's looking up. Oh, I guess the one thing I did say of note earlier is that this is Hollywood's first sanctioned back, having been attacked on the streets in Texas before Puget Sound even took the track during men's champs. And so this is his first sanctioned game back. He did play, this is our 10 years anniversary, so he did play old versus new, where we had anyone over 6 seasons away play.
Yeah.
And then the children participated on the other team. Nah. But it was quite good. It's good times for everybody. Stark is out of the pack and ready to come in to score. Lucky Phil up front, having trouble getting past 24/7 because it's all dang day. I don't know if I can actually say the motto over the...
Well, that assumes that the game is even being broadcast, but yes.
Oh, no. Whiskey is the one. So one of the guys from Puget Sound that I presume is not in the building, Whiskey, messaged me and is like, "You have no sound." And I went over to the sound guy and he's like, "Whoops." So we are on, and then Whiskey said, "Good job." And I'm like, thank you.
Took care of that for you.
We would have just talked for a half hour. And the thing was, is we were most clever in that 10 minutes. You were not
really,
able
folks,
to listen.
You missed some incredible Derby broadcasting there.
Yeah, later I'll overdub just like sound effects.
The likes of which will probably never be repeated.
Yeah, no, I can't possibly. Actually, I could suggest that the Benny Hill theme song be put in for the 11 minutes that we didn't get broadcast.
Technical difficulties.
There's just going to be blank space. You can use your eyeballs.
Just fill that in.
And then just think in my voice. It's the same.
I know I think in your voice sometimes. Especially when I'm saying something like, jamming now for Puget Sound. That's number 309, Fancy Pants. But Fancy Pants has picked up a cutting the track penalty. He is headed to the penalty box. And rewarded for his efforts, the jammer for Victoria. That's number 117, Master Chief. Ooh. Nice little hornswoggle on the outside there by Faster Chief. Big Bill with his very apologetic body language, as if to say, "I did knock you out on purpose, but I'm still sorry."
Yeah. I'm sorry that... I don't know.
Sort of a mea culpa kind of thing.
Yes. This is what I do. Oh, corporal punishment trying to take that swipe. getting a little bit of a hit in. That is 5 points. So, is it a full 5-point jam? Is that it?
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be a 9. Sorry.
The jammer penalty for Seattle in the first part of that jam. Victoria able to put up 5 points unopposed. One of the few times they've been able to do that in this game. And we are about to get underway here again. Jamming now for Seattle, number 9-0. That's Mamba, and he will be opposed by number 5-1-1, Serial Killer.
Rah! Mamba launches himself at that pack. It looks like Victoria is going to go ahead and get up ahead, but Mamba juking, spinning. Oh, and he's taken to the outside. But luckily, nobody's interested in recycling at this point. So we got both these jammers.
What about composting?
Leading. I don't know. What would that look like? Ooh, there we go!
Nice move.
See?
My goodness.
He's so
That was somewhere between
agile.
the graceful execution of recycling and composting. Mamba able to just wend through the pack.
And then you see him do this huge hit and then just move on. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. And then just goes on.
And that is the first scoring pass. 5 points on the board for Mamba now. Both packs have slowed to a crawl there in turn 2. And nobody in the penalty box, just a bunch of difficulty for Serial Killer, who is repeatedly getting recycled to the back. And we appear to have had a star pass. Mamba has handed off the helmet cover.
Bots has now got it. Another extraordinarily agile player. So you went from very tall and agile to not as tall, and agile. Yeah. I'd say average height and agile. Maybe
amazing.
I'm wrong. I feel like Mamba is very, very tall, but I almost always am talking to him when he's wearing skates and I'm not.
Yeah.
So he could be the
That
same
could
height
account
as
for
me.
it,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, as you mentioned, the graceful Bots working his way through the pack, bending with the remover to remove. Finds an outside spot.
Wow.
Oh, almost made it through.
And in that jam with a huge smile, so 5 more points. A 25-point jam combo, Mamba and Bots. 279 to 47.
We could call them Mombots.
Mombots.
The Mombots
That's-
combo
that's
putting
what-
up
yeah.
25 points for Seattle there.
It's our new jammer team, Mombots.
All right, on the jammer line now for Seattle, that's number 5-1-2, Ostentatious, going up against number 0-5, Lucky Phil. Ooh!
Vito Ramon.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah?
Vito Ramon standing by.
Is he okay?
Lucky Phil not feeling so lucky
He
right
looks
now.
sad. Okay, less
He's gonna
sad.
collect himself.
Sad.
No.
Okay. Well,
That, ladies and gentlemen, was what men's roller derby is about. Vito Ramon leveling a very strong and effective block on his opponent.
I'm thinking it's
look at-
mostly a wind knock, and
Vito
he's
just
like,
checks on him.
no breathing for me,
And you
friends.
see Lucky Phil's hand come up as if to say, I got it, bro. It's okay.
I can find my own air,
I'll
thank
be
you.
able to breathe.
Yeah. No, Vito is actually really tall.
Breathe
I know
harder.
that one, yeah. Breathe harder. Where are you from?
Breathe harder.
Oh, he took his sunglasses off. It's real business now. No, it looked like a... That was a proper hit. That was a proper hit.
That was a proper hit, yes. That one's definitely worth a clap. Getting some support from the Seattle bench.
So wasn't the
Sorry.
jam called for injury then?
It was, wasn't it?
I believe it was.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So-
'Cause it was a 0-0.
Lucky Phil gets to sit out for 3 jams now.
Well, yeah.
After that, I would
You're right.
I would not be able to spell my name, let alone worry
No,
about
I might
sitting
just
up.
I might just be like, I'm good, you guys.
That's it. I retire from roller derby. Very effective.
At least have a sit down. I mean, we've got like 12 minutes left to be like, it's fine.
That's fine.
They'll be back tomorrow. Or actually,
Tomorrow's
is
another
Victoria playing again today?
day. Well, let's take a look at the schedule.
Ooh, let's do.
Looks like Victoria will play tomorrow against the Vancouver Murder.
All right.
And then they will... Wait a minute.
Oh, sorry. So they played Victoria.
That's our game.
Okay.
That's them
They'll
against
play
the Murder.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
I thought they did have another game tomorrow.
No,
Or
my
did they
bad.
play on Thursday?
Okay. They played on Thursday. They played against Lane County.
Yes.
And was that a full-length bat? I can't recall. It's not on flat track stats. I know that. It's ostentatious lead jammer status for Puget Sound Outcasts. It's going to be Faster Chief trying to get his way through the pack. He gets knocked out to the outside. Arsenic having a seat in the box.
There it is. It's Victoria
right.
going up against Reservoir Dogs. That is also tomorrow. That's one of the first games in the morning at 10 o'clock, and then Victoria up against Vancouver at 4:30.
And then we'll be on track 3, if you'd like to tune in for that.
Ooh, track 3.
Yeah, because we got 3 times the track normal tournaments have. What? Not to show anybody up. Also not to show anybody up. Ostentatious, very politely taking another 5 points.
Yes, very inauspiciously, if you will.
Just like, thank you, and I'll be over here. Ooh.
Victorian blockers come together.
Yeah, the Vanguard, like, creating a 3-person hug.
That's what a Vanguard is, I think, actually.
It's a 3-person hug?
Yes.
Well.
And that 3-person hug violated the rules of roller derby. Gohan headed off the track for a multiplayer block. And Ostentatious doing it again. That'll be his 3rd scoring pass so far this jam. Faster Chief out of the pack now, completing his initial pass. Must have felt like a year and a half for him.
Rod and Arsenic were braced up front for the re-entry of Faster Chief, but it was not necessary. That jam called off 3 more points on that last pass. An 18-point jam. We're sitting 3 points away from 300 points for Puget Sound, 47 points for Victorian Vanguard. 10 minutes to the dot as I started saying that sentence left in the game.
Folks, if you enjoy men's roller derby, as I know you do, stay tuned to the 2017 Big O. Some significant contests coming up tomorrow. What am I saying tomorrow? Tonight.
Yep.
We have the St. Louis Gatekeepers
versus Wheels of Mayhem.
Wheels of Mayhem from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
That looks to be an exciting contest tomorrow. The New York Shock Exchange going up against the
Bridgetown Menace.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
you quizzing me? He
No,
keeps looking at me like, "Do you know their name,
You're the
Miss?"
expert. You
No,
are the
I'm the
men's derby
expert.
expert.
I do wander around in the MRDA.
And then, of course, Puget Sound going up against Wheels of Mayhem on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The Gatekeepers are going to play the Bridgetown Menace on Sunday, and Shock Exchange against Vancouver Murder on Sunday. So
You skipped some Saturday games. Victoria versus Vancouver Murder, Lane County versus Wheels of Mayhem, St. Louis versus what? Puget Sound. What? That's like my favorite. I'm like,
that's like a fresh baked derby pleasantry for you.
last year I was so excited. Yeah, it just single tear for that game. It's
Christmas in
so
July.
Good. Yeah. Except it's May, so I even got Christmas
in
early.
May.
What?
Maybe like the Mummers Day Parade will be like on Labor Day. I don't know.
Don't.
Anyway, that whistle starts the action once again. Jamming for Seattle. That's number 37, Stark. And he's going up against number 511, Serial Killer. Looking to get somebody to pass the milk. Hollywood. All right, and Stark, of course, through the pack, your lead jammer now. And with the Victoria men's roller derby jammer in the penalty box. Stark is just going to look to link together a few scoring passes here. Team set up in the far straightaway. Look at that. Stark going to get through and call it off. Satisfied with 2 5-point passes. Yes, Sleazer?
Oh, no, sorry. I was trying to gain some information from the intertubes, and I was unsuccessful in doing so. So I have not brought back anything.
There you are. As you can hear from the background, Big Bill with the Jammer Star for Seattle. Oh, my goodness.
As we saw earlier with New York, once you get your point differential over a certain point, you can allow your blockers to go in as jammers and give it a shot. Big Bill pretty immediately sent off to the box, which is fine. Everything's fine. Rod holding back Serial Killer, finally knocking him out to the outside. Serial Killer, star in hand as if he meant to pass it, but his pivot is in the back. I was going to say, did they feel the pivot? Yes, they did.
Maybe it just fell off. Maybe it got knocked off.
Maybe it just got really hot. I heard they get like super hot, but I mean, I feel like it's an odd reason to take it off.
All right, Seattle defense set up there in turn 3. That's number 14, Rod, number 55, Corporal Punishment.
Rod's simply just not interested in letting him pass.
Yeah.
You know? And once he sets his mind to something, as you can see, he's just like, nah. And then friend Corporal Punishment taking a huge hit, is being sent off to the box for a back block.
The Victoria Jammer laying down in the outside lane, having suffered the back block from Corporal Punishment, who is now in the penalty box.
I can't possibly speculate on it. I'm like, is it a wind knockout or did he dink his head when he went? Dunno.
Yeah.
But he's not up. He's moving.
He is moving.
He is alive.
And
that is what I have to report.
By
I think that's his bench coach.
His bench coach. And watching from the corner. And now rising to their feet. Medics coming in. Medics making sure that Serial Killer is okay. Just under 7 minutes to go here in the second half of this game. Outcasts clearly in control. Cruising to an obvious victory. Victoria trying to assemble the resources to generate an affront.
So, an official review being called by Puget Sound Outcasts. So, we've had two jams called due to injury while the skater was off the track, but it is up to official discretion. And it looked like this last one, Serial Killer wanted to deny medical care, possibly to try to circumvent maybe like having to sit 3 jams. Because what if you did just get the wind knocked out of you and you're like, I just need a pause, and now you've called the jam. Regardless, though, if the jam is called for injury, he's got to sit the 3. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Rules, hashtag.
Might as well also allow the MTs to look at you.
Very sensible.
I mean, that's medical professionals right here and now. Why not have a look?
Playing men's roller derby must be like being in a dark room with people shooting cannons at you, and then they turn the lights on.
The only, my first time I skated, I did a mixer, and Wrecking Bill had invited me, and he was like, oh, it's mostly this rec league from right outside St. Louis, Confluence Crush, and I was like, oh, okay, and I got there, and it was actually mostly arch rival and gatekeepers, and then I mostly started, freaking out, but they actually didn't light me up, because they were cool about it, except Led Zeppelin saw that I had Bambi legs, and he kept coming for me, so I whined at Wrecking Bill, and I was like, he keeps hitting me. And Wreckingville and BA kept Led Zeppelin from getting me while I went around the track and I was like, I just hit Specs Offender. So yeah, I mean
just helping out a buddy.
I feel like the point of my story, other than to reminisce on when I was younger and in better shape, men's derby they often gauge how lit up they're going to make you.
Yes.
And so, Puget Sound is coming in ready to light up this other team.
Yeah.
They are being lit up. And the end, yeah. I got nothing, yeah.
That's it.
Sometimes
Period.
It hurts really bad. I've seen some vile bruises from men's derby. Like the women's derby, I'm always like, oh, that's neat. And that's a pretty big bruise. But I'm like, how did you bruise half of your body?
Yeah.
What did you fall out of a plane? What are you up to?
Did a plane land on you?
Right, yeah. You fell out of a plane and then an anvil followed and then a piano fell on top of it. But yeah, so I mean, especially the hits that have caused this have been amazingly huge hits.
Yeah.
So the back block call that landed corporal punishment in the box for that huge hit. Sat down, official review called. Corporal punishment released from the box, and Puget Sound retains their official review. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so
there you go.
Not a back block. It ends up.
And not corporal punishment, because otherwise he would have served his time. But you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, ooh, nice handy pass there from Seattle. The helmet cover has been passed. Hollywood is in possession of it now, and he is winding his way around defenders. Oh, last-ditch effort there by Victoria to knock him out. But Hollywood has got the star, put it on his head. He is not lead jammer. Victoria men's roller derby jammer is lead coming through. Nice apex jump. That's number 117, Faster Chief. Faster Chief completing a scoring pass, coming back for more. Hollywood looking to catch up. And Faster Chief getting knocked to the outside, then calling the jam. And 5 points on the jam for Victoria, 4 for Puget Sound. All right, well, back to the action now, jamming for Seattle. That's number 37, Stark. And he is opposed by number 99, Mavericky, jamming for the first time today. That's right, Stark is out front. Lead jammer now. Mavericky stuck in the pack. Getting wadded down there in turn 2.
Woo,
nice.
That
Apex
middle
lead.
lane, or sorry. That inside lane, open. So open.
So open, so wide open. Stark taking almost like an Iron Man type thing going on there. Does get knocked to the outside, gets recycled to the back by Victoria. Meanwhile, at the front of the pack, Mavericky doing a balancing act on the outside track boundary. Getting slowed down by corporal punishment. Little block to the outside there by number 3. That's Lulu for Victoria.
Both teams positioned. We're about at a standstill because both teams kind of seem to have the same idea going on right now.
That's right.
Here we go. Stark pressing up against, and corporal punishment coming in to help out like friends do. Am I right?
That's how they do.
That is. I know when I'm trying to go anywhere, most of my friends just come in and bust people up like
Yeah.
no reason.
They're like,
the
can
thing
you
is,
help me
I'd
move some stuff?
yeah,
And it's like, no. Can you knock these people out of my way?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, I got you, friend.
So Stark drawn back to turn 4 here now. Going to reestablish his assault against the Victoria defense. And he does, makes his way through, picking up 5 points there. That's the pivot, number 39, JS for Victoria, headed to the penalty box. Back advantage for Seattle.
So Mavericky does have star in hand, but he's got no one to hand it to if that was indeed his intention. Stark just like so nonchalantly skating through. He pointed to the outfield, indicating where he was going to be batting this home run to. Yeah. He's pointing at the scoreboard like it's going to run out anyway.
He's
so
like,
no point in calling
putting
it.
numbers on that clock. That's what I want to know.
So I'd like to give a shout out to Ampersand, who is watching from EM Powers in New York City and is tuned in just for this. And also Urbagerd from Seattle. So hey, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Right on.
I don't know why. The alt ref was coming at us, and I was like, oh, he's going to talk to me. And he just went right past me. He was like, no.
He was just like, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's medical cleanup.
As teammates have established Mamba on the far side of the track to make it fair.
Oh, my gosh. Is he going to take like a quarter track running start?
Is,
it's not quite half. I guess a third of a track.
He will leap across the infield there.
Is he poodling? No.
Wow.
Just kidding.
What year is this?
Gosh.
Is it 2009?
You know what? I don't even know anymore. Thought he was going to go for that running start and just leap into the pack. Like, nah.
Didn't have
He's
to.
Still, yeah. He was like push, and the pack just parted. Just like,
It's
nah.
the intellectual game for Mamba.
It might be. That's actually like, I would be intimidated.
Oh, yeah.
If, especially after watching him chase earlier when they had lead and he was like zipping up after him. It was like, sweet.
Nice balancing act on the outside track boundary. You got a round of applause from some fans seated in the first row of the bleachers. That's right, Victoria Jammer. You've just been thunderstruck. Unfortunately, Thunderstruck is on his way to the penalty box. Going to take a breath. Oh, nice swerve by Mamba.
This is what I'm talking about.
Oh, my goodness.
Ridiculous agility.
Low bridge. Coming through here.
Got a 4-wall set up front by the Vanguard. Where will Mamba go? Will he go to the outside? Yeah. And will he go to the inside? Will he go into the tiny, tiny gap that you left? Yes, also. He will do all of those things.
That's right.
All at once. I don't know, lives in the Matrix or something. I don't know how he learned to move like that. But we all live in the Matrix, so.
Yes. All right, hands up now.
Thunderstruck headed back to the box.
Not for long.
We're probably at the penultimate
Poor Thunderstruck.
jam, so he's just like, you know what? I just want to sit down right now.
If I could just sit down, that'd be fine.
Yeah. Can you guys be cool about it? Man, this last like 15 seconds, Mamba just leaning on the entire defense from the Vanguard. Fancy Pants giving a mid-heighted 5. Then high fives were received elsewhere.
Oh, I see a plague of high fives happening now on the Outcast bench.
I like to report at which height the 5s have been given, because you can tell the enthusiasm. The higher the 5s,
right.
Middle 5 is like, you're doing great, buddy. But a high 5 is like, I wish I was you, you know.
All right, back to the action now, jamming for Seattle. That's number 309, Fancy Pants. And he is your lead jammer.
Number 99, Mavericky out there for Victorian Vanguard.
Mavericky getting put to the outside. Vito Ramon making sure he goes all the way back to the pivot line. Fancy Pants getting cheered on by his team.
It's Fancy Pants. The period clock is run out, so if he calls it off.
Oh no, Mavericky cutting the track. Whistles are blowing. Sleazer, I think this game might be finished.
Could be. Might be done.
That exuberant rolling whistle.
Our unofficial score, 366 to 59. That's unofficial though, so like
unofficially.
Take a breath, everybody.
366. Yeah.
Because there could be.
And Victoria with 59.
A math change.
Could be a hidden.
Thank you all very much.
367 points there.
Yeah, we don't know.
Just didn't get reported.
Things happen. So it was great to see. I've been so excited, like I said, to see the Vanguard. Puget Sound made a great showing. They are still mathing, so it's not final. Shady Hawkins, impatient next to me. There
it is.
Betsy Rexy down here, like, looking at the announcers like we have control over anything ever.
Anything at all.
And even our own lives, for God's sakes. And waiting for it to go final, and then they give up looking, and then that's when it goes final, of course.
Happens.
You stay tuned on this track. Next up is the St. Louis Gatekeepers, who you may have heard of before. Facing off against Mexico's Wheels of Mayhem from Baja, California, which I found out is in Mexico. Somebody told me.
Yes. There was some naming right issues back in the day.
Well, somebody was like, are they from Mexico? And I was like, they're from Baja, California. And they're like, that's in Mexico, dude. And I was like, you know what? I'm a history person. Yeah. I didn't do geography, sir.
So I don't know how to read a map or know what a hemisphere is.
Use a Google. It said Baja, California, and where I'm from, that means it's in California.
Where I'm from, that means you get Swiss cheese and avocado on it. But I mean, you know.
All right, and I'm going to leave it on that one. That's a good one to leave it on. So I'm Julia Sleazer. I've been joined by Sexy Beast.
And we're done.